If there was one player that grew into last season more quietly but more impressively than anyone else, I think it has to be Conor Bradley. Under Klopp, he was used primarily for rotation, but under Arne Slot, he was much more than just Trent Alexander-Arnold's understudy. Bradley had big moments in big games. The standout obviously has to be Real Madrid. The way he handled Mbappe all night, the way that he absolutely clamped him with that tackle, that was a big highlight of the season for me. The crowd celebrated it like it was a goal. That wasn't just a one-off either. Against Spurs, in that second leg of the semi-final, he absolutely pocketed Son. He brought aggression, pace, composure. His ball carrying, his defensive timing, and also his chemistry with Mo Salah, although it was different, was a lot better than what a lot of us expected. He gave that right flank a completely different spark, and although it wasn't flashy all the time, it was effective. Against Leicester, he was electric going forward. He came off the bench against Fulham and assisted Luis Diaz. I think he completed every pass he made when he came on. And after a pretty disastrous team performance against United, he came on and replaced Trent, who played horribly, and he did more in 10 minutes than Trent did in essentially a whole game. I think that was his first match back from a hamstring injury as well. Against Brighton, late in the season, he got that very nice assist for Harvey Elliott, and really towards the end of the season, he was proving that he can provide going forward. But like any developing player, he had a couple of off days. He wasn't great against Everton. He wasn't very good against PSV. He really struggled against Nottingham Forest when he came on. He was beaten by Hudson-Odoi in the lead up to their goal. And when he came on against Aston Villa for that predetermined substitution that I wasn't a fan on, all of the tempo and momentum had already left the game. Worse still, he picked up an injury in that game, which ultimately ruled him out of the League Cup final. I think if we had him that game, it would have been completely different. Injuries did disrupt his season. He missed some pretty large spells from December to January, and again in late February all the way until the beginning of April. But every time he did return, he found ways to provide value. I think he's a really good fit for Arne Slot's system. His overlapping runs, his clean tackling, and his intelligent positioning when defending gave us a lot of balance that we don't really ever get down that right-hand side. Conor Bradley isn't just a squad player anymore. He is a proper starter, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can provide next season. What did you guys think of his season? Let me know in the comments down below.